So recently I had an interaction with Kirayan on Twitter, or X as it's called right now, and you can have a look at it. It was a bit derogatory, to be honest, but she called me weeb, basically. And I'm not sure whether you're aware of what a weeb is and what does it mean. It's usually a derogatory term about white male who fantasizes about Japan or anime or manga or that sort of industry. And there's some kind of connections or confusion between a weeb or a weeaboo or an otaku, as it's called in Japanese, I think. And I think what it means is just, it means that somebody's a fan of something. However, instead of listening to my interpretation of what an otaku is, or otaku, I thought I would bring somebody who may have a lot to say about otaku and whether his generation is an otaku generation. And the reason I'm bringing him is also because I think he has interesting aspects to discuss about whether being around 30 years old, for example, can actually guarantee you success, or is it impossible to get success in the electronic dance music scene? So in the background, you've been listening to Gurren Lagann all throughout, and we have with us Uramaki.
Hello, hey, nice to meet you.
Nice.
To have you. Yeah, thanks.
Many thanks for making the time to come, and we've kind of interacted in TikTok. I've read one of your very interesting posts there about whether you can have success as a 30 years old male, and we're going to discuss this today with you, and thank you for coming. You've been making quite a lot of interesting music. I've been enjoying it. I didn't know about it until I met you there, so I guess TikTok kind of helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
So, how would you describe Uramaki with 3 words? I'm starting hard now.
I think Uramaki as a project is like a free project, a bold project, and boundaryless project.
Now, the name sounds Japanese, but I'm not quite sure about that.
Yeah, no, it's, the uramaki is like a kind of sushi that we have here in the West. The sushi roll.
Oh yeah, the California roll, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's called uramaki.
Oh, I see. Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, but if you go to Japan, you're never gonna see an uramaki over there. So it's like a West thing that we invented and by imitating Japanese. So I thought it was like a very nice name for me as well, because I'm a Western guy, but I'm really into Japanese culture. So uramaki, but I wrote it 2 times because there were already some uramaki on every platform. So I just doubled my name to differentiate myself. And I also like how it looks. It looks like a very long name and like a strip of code somehow.
Yes.
So that's why I just doubled it. It was a pretty silly motivation. That's it.
Initially, I had trouble reading it. I had to, double look onto it to realize that it was just a double name of the same.
Yeah.
How would you describe your music? I've looked into the online platforms. Have you been releasing music since 2023? Am I correct?
Yeah.
How would you describe your music?
I think my music is free music, without genre, spontaneous, and I think I make music for headphones instead of speakers. I really like, to create that intimacy that you have in my music. I don't like crowds, I don't like loud music, but at the same time I like to experience it in my headphones. So I think I make music for headphones more than.
It's more music to listen to. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it is dance music at the end of the day. I mean, your latest album, Otaku Generation, half of it, I would say, the dance tracks, right? And some of them go quite hard. I could easily listen to them in a club, to be honest.
Yeah, because I go to a lot of festivals, so of course I was influenced by it, and but I don't really make music with the aim of like now I'm gonna make a club track, now I'm gonna make a festival track. I'm just gonna make a track how I like it. You know, it's without any specific reason why I'm making music. Because I was making music for specific reasons for a lot of my life, especially for other people. And then I started to say no, I just want to make music for myself. You know?
Are you saying you were a ghost producer or?
Yeah, I was a ghost producer, but especially in the trap business. Trap.
Oh
hip
wow.
hop. Yeah. I was working with some big artists in Italy, and so like this, you know, I was working with major labels as well, independent labels, small artists, big artists. But it was always like making music for a purpose. You know?
Yeah.
And then I got tired of it. I didn't want to make music for something, for an outcome.
So is this like your first personal project?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So that explains, I guess, why you're a little bit late in life, although you sound like you've been in the business for quite a considerable amount of time.
Yeah, exactly. I started to make my own music when I was like, how much? 29, because now I'm 31. 2 years ago, I started to release my music without any expectation, just because it was fun to make it. Yeah.
What's your inspiration to make this kind of music of yours, like artists or tracks or styles?
So like I really liked a lot of this breakcore scene that was popping out recently, like Tokyo Beam or Flower Boy Demi, these kind of people. But I started to listen to music when I was like 12. I was listening to like Sum 41, Blink. Then I went to the metal side, Slipknot, and Dream Theater, like progressive stuff. And then I went more into the jazz and R&B. Then I went into hip hop, trap, like whatever. I was listening to and studying also whatever. But yeah, I started like listening to music with those kind of artists.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Do you know Porter Robinson?
Yeah, I know him.
So is he an inspiration?
No, not really. I never listened to him. But I know that he's like a very also free guy. He was doing like future house maybe in the beginning, bass music. And now he's making also a little bit of art style sometimes. I don't know. I just see some videos sometimes on TikTok. But no, I don't really listen to a lot of music actually. So.
The reason I said that is because he's very also influenced by Japan, the scene over there. That's I just wonder whether there was any connection. But some of the chords you use as well reminded me of him.
Yeah.
So when did you connect with dance music? Was it like have you? What was the first experience? Was it in a club, in a festival, in a rave? Can you tell us?
Well, the first experience that I had with electronic dance music was actually in my bedroom. I was playing instruments for the most part of my life, especially bass. But then I wanted
Bass
to...
guitar, you mean?
Sorry?
Bass guitar.
Yeah, bass guitar. Yeah. But then I wanted to start approaching music production, and I just thought, okay, I can produce samples or a singer. Just do it. I don't have any preferences regard that. It depends.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
It depends what you want.
So, thanks for this. You know, this is a bit controversial from the point of view that when you add vocals to a track, you make it much more accessible and therefore more popular or more commercial. Again, it depends on the type of vocals that you use. And somebody, a more purist person may say, actually vocals are bad and they may disrupt your kind of enjoyment to listen to the music, but at the end of the day, as you say, music is music, and vocals could be, part of your production technique or what this particular track needs. So, yeah, I understand where you're coming from with that. Now, you produced an album, you released an album very recently, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
And you named it Otaku Generation, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Why did you use that title?
Well, because in this album I use a lot of samples from animes. Like a lot of dialogues that really stick to me, and so the whole album has this vibe of like this anime vibe. I don't know. So that's why I wanted to use otaku. Also because I'm a kind of a shy person. I don't go out that much. I play a lot of video games. I produce music. I kind of live in my bubble. So probably people can say online that I'm an otaku.
Yes.
But I wanted to add also generation because I think